For topic 3, we're going to talk about discount, which is just another application for percent problems, okay? So let's look at the definition. Okay, so discount is a reduction in the original price of an item, usually expressed as a percentage of that original price, okay? And because this is a regular old just application for percent problems, we have words that we can use in place of base, amount, and percent, okay? So the base is going to be the original value of the item. So what was the original cost of this discounted item? Okay. The amount is going to be the dollar value of the reduction in price. So what is the actual dollar value of the discount? That's your amount. And then the percent is going to be, shoot, I have a typo. The percent is going to be the discount rate. Okay. Now we have our discount equation and we have our discount proportion. So remember, the regular equation is the amount equals the base times the percent. And the regular proportion is the amount divided by the base is the percent divided by 100. Okay, so we basically have those same equation and proportions, but we've just plugged in new words to represent amount, base, and percent. So the discount equation is the value of the discount equals the original cost times the discount rate. And then the discount proportion is the value of the discount divided by the original cost equals the discount rate divided by 100. Okay, now we do have this one extra little piece here, and this came up, something similar to this came up with sales tax. So when we were dealing with sales tax, the amount was the actual value of the tax, the base was the pre-tax cost of the goods, and the percent was the sales tax rate. And so when you're solving those problems, sometimes you have this extra problem that you have to do. And with sales tax, we would sometimes have to find the total cost of the goods. So that would be the base plus the amount once you did your solving. Same thing happens here. We can have something called the sale price, which is basically the price of the item after the discount has been subtracted from the original price. So read the question carefully and make sure you answer the question that's being asked. So you may be asked for sale price, which just means take your base and subtract your amount once you find it. All right, so for example 3, it says solve each discount problem, include correct units with each answer. Okay, so we have that a jacket is on sale for 25% of the original price, which was $65. What is the sale price of the jacket? Okay, so we have the amount, which we know is the value of the discount, which we don't have yet. So that's going to be the value of the discount, which is currently unknown. We have the base, which in a discount problem is the original cost of the item. And for us, we do know the original cost of this jacket. It was $65. And then the percent is the sales tax rate, or not sales tax, discount rate. And we were given that the rate of this discount was 25%. Okay, so let's plug this into the discount equation. Okay, so the amount, which is our unknown, is going to equal the original cost of $65 times the percent. And remember, I've got to sneeze. It may happen. Maybe not. Remember, when we have a percent in the percent equation, so in this case, the discount equation, we have to input the percent or the rate as a decimal, okay? So we have 25%. To write that as a decimal, we drop off the percent symbol, and then we move the decimal to the left twice. We essentially divide by 100. So we get 0.0 or 0.25. So in my equation, I've got 65 times 0.25. And if I can multiply here, luckily I don't have to do any weird solving. I've got the variable that I want all by itself already. So we just need to multiply 65 times 0.25. That'll give us the value of the discount. And then we have to find the sale price. So the calculator, I think, is this screen. Let's see. Yeah. So we take 65 times 0.25 and we get 16.25. So remember 16.25. So A is 16.25. But what is that? That is $16.25 is the discount. But make sure you answer the question that's being asked. The question that we were asked here is, what is the sale price of the jacket? Well, the sale price is the original price minus the discount. So for us, it's going to be the $65 minus the discount of $16.25. And let's see, 65. I'm just going to do this on my handheld calculator because this one's pretty easy instead of switching screens. So we get 65 minus 16.25, which is $48.75 is the sale price. So make sure you include units, in this case, a dollar sign, and a very brief description of what your final answer is. So $48.75 is the sale price. Okay? Now, one more example. It says, due to a hailstorm, a local car dealership was forced to discount some of their cars due to hail damage. What is the sales price of a car that was originally $21,700 but is marked down by 15%? Okay, so we have the amount. That is going to be the value of the discount, which is currently unknown. We have the base, which is the original price or the original cost. And we do know that we are given that the cost of this car was originally $21,700. And then we have the percent, which is the discount rate, which is 15%. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the percent proportion here. So the percent proportion, you take the amount, which is unknown, you divide it by the base, which is 21,700, and then we set it equal to whatever our percent is. And remember, you do not have to convert your percent to a decimal here. We just want to drop the percent symbol and then put the value over 100. We don't need the percent in decimal form. We need it in fraction form, which we just got by putting it over 100. So then we cross multiply. So let's see, I'm going to get A times 100. So 100A equals 21,700 times 15. So let's see what 21,700 times 15 is. Let's go to the calculator screen. All right, so we're looking for 21,700 times 15. So we get 325,500. So 325,500. So 100A equals 325,500. Okay, but we're not done yet. We need to get A alone. We want to know the value of the discount. And so right now we have 100 times A. We need to undo the multiplication of 100 and A. And so in math, to undo multiplication, we divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 100. 100 divided by itself on the left is just 1. 1 times A is A. And then what we can do here, you could certainly use your calculator to do the side work, but remember, we know how to divide by powers of 10. 100 is definitely a power of 10. We count the zeros in the power of 10, that's in our denominator, and then we just move the decimal in the numerator that many times. So we have 2 zeros, we move the decimal in the numerator twice to the left for division. So we get $3,255 is the discount. But make sure you answer the question that is asked. The question wants to know, what is the sale price of the car after it's discounted? So for us, the sale price is going to equal the original price minus the discount. So we can go to the calculator for that. So we have 21,700 minus 3,255. So let's see. 21,700, whoops, minus 3,255, and we get 18,445. So 18,445. So 18,445. All right, so we get that the sale price of the car is $18,445. And so I'm going to make sure I use a dollar symbol to represent the fact that this is in units dollars. And we're going to describe it by saying $18,445 is the sale price of the car. Okay, so make sure you always include units and a very, very brief description of what your answer is. Okay, so that is just further applications of percent problems. So still very basic percent problems with an amount, a base, and a percent, but when we're dealing with sales tax, commission, and discount, we can call the amount, the base, and the percent very specific values instead. Okay, so there you have it.